I mean, it's a pity to retire in the middle of the worst political crisis of my lifetime, and I'd love to see the end of it. But you mustn't hang around. You must. Why not retire when people are still, think you might not? And if hanging around until even your best friends are suggesting you ought to give it up is not a wise course.
And also a problem, I imagine, is as having been a lifelong Conservative, you're not anymore.
Well, I've not got the whip. I think I've demonstrated for 50 years that I am certainly a Conservative, but as you say, I'm not officially Conservative, and I'm at odds with the party's policy on Europe. I'm a mainstream Conservative. My views have been the policies of the Conservative Party, the leading, the majority, the establishment of the Conservative Party, all the time I've been in Parliament until 3 years ago when the party did a U-turn after the referendum.
Were you disappointed that Boris Johnson didn't include you in those that he offered to come back into the party?
Well, actually, it has no practical effect on me at all. I know what my views are. I know I'm a Conservative, and it was a comic mistake to take away the whip for 21.
I think sort of Nick Soames, for example, he can say, I left as a Conservative.
Well, I leave as a Conservative as well. The people I'm really annoyed on behalf of are the people in mid-career, the younger people. It hasn't made tuppence of difference.
David Gawks.
Yeah, precisely. They're good people, and there are some of the zealots inside Downing Street, I think, are purging the party of its moderate One Nation members. Boris always uses that phrase, but actually he has purged some leading people who he was serving in cabinet with only a few months ago. So I'm annoyed for them. For me, well, it doesn't make tuppence of difference.
If you were starting out again, would you do it under the flag of this Conservative party?
Well, at the moment, it's rather difficult because I think this is a contrived election, and if it remains a kind of substitute Brexit referendum, which is what it's designed to be, I mean, obviously, probably wouldn't stand in this election because I don't agree with this totally contrived policy. For the moment he took over, he always wanted to have the election before we actually left. And Dominic Cummings always wanted to have the election on this Parliament versus people process. And they're both bogus. He could have gone with his deal and we could have left. The Parliament has not been blocking things, except that Boris Jacob and their friends stopped us leaving at the end of March. Boris Jacob and his friends stopped us leaving in April. And when he had the opportunity of getting his deal through, he got a majority of 30. Instead of taking it through Parliament, because Parliament wanted to scrutinise it, he calls an election and he's delayed it again. If he hadn't called the election, we'd have left the European Union before polling day.